Ooh, welcome back YouTube. Welcome to another kind of YouTube live. This is actually a team that I haven't done this in a while, but it's like my replays that I've saved. So this is my new mono steel team that I'm using. My league recently came back, so I was like, awesome, I can use this. And so he gets paralyzed. Unfortunately, I do get paralyzed right here, and he is able to KO me with the Fire Fang, which is a bit unfortunate, but oh well. I go into Egg Slash knowing I can take a hit, but he burns me. He burns me, and that is really unfortunate because now I will be able to 2-hit KO him, and I go into attack mode, and he flinches me on top of that, which is like, no, Spo. I have to go for the Shadow Sneak, which will not be able to kill him. And so now I'm looking pretty terrible at a +2 thing, but I'm pretty sure now that thing's banded or something like that. So I just go for Fire Blast. I am able to outspeed it. I don't know if it was banded or not, but it doesn't matter. It goes into Venonat. Unfortunately, that thing is scarfed, and it does have Sleep Powder, which is very unfortunate. So now my Scarf trying to sleep, and then that sets up an agility, but I just have Scizor, which is just going to kill it with off the Bullet Punch, which is fine by me. Now in comes the Plusle, and so I'm just going to Mega Evolve right now. Go for the Sword Stance, because I really didn't think Plusle could do anything to me. It turns out to have a red card and Substitute, which is a bit unfortunate, but whatever. So the Plusle gets up to +2 with Nasty Plot. He goes for a Thunderbolt, but that's not going to dent my wall, because this is a max special defense, max HP wall. So now he's going to Baton Pass into Lumineos, whatever. That thing's going to go for Skull. That does nothing to me. I'm going to T-Wave it just because I don't want this thing being faster. And just in case it does kill me, I want Scizor to be able to just come in and just OHKO it with or just destroy it with a Aerial Ace. But that doesn't happen. Wall's able to take it out, and now in comes Honchkrow. And I predict the Substitute and go for the Seismic Toss over the T-Wave. And so it goes for Sucker Punch, just knocks me out. That's fine by me. I couldn't really play around with predictions too much. So in comes my Bubbles. And Bubbles does not take prisoners. He's just going to go for that Scald, get an unneeded crit, but that crit didn't matter. And then it goes for the Roost. I go for another Scald, and I don't get the burn because, yeah, Max just doesn't like me. But anyways, I'm able to kill it off now with the Scald, and now all he has left is his Plusle. And that Plusle's going to destroy me with the Thunder, but that doesn't matter because I have the Scizor, the Destroyer of Lives, and he's just going to knock it out with a Bullet Punch. So that was the end of the first battle. Now let's go on to the next one. This is a match against a Shiny Seaking, which he's a pretty cool dude, I think. I don't know. But this was one actually I had for, I Dream Pokemon had a tournament, so this was just the battle we had. For that, I'm going to lead off the Scizor. He leads off with the Smeargle. I predicted his to lead off with the Smeargle, so I just went straight for the Bullet Punch. His isn't apparently the Sash lead, which I thought was pretty awesome. And I Mega Evolve here, go for the Bullet Punch, and I'm able to 2-hit KO the Donphan. And now in comes the Conkeldurr, and I go for the Aerial Ace and just knock it out, which I thought was pretty awesome. Then in comes the Dragonite, and right here I was like, okay, that's fine, I'm going to die to a Fire Punch, but it turns out he has Earthquake instead, which is like, okay, whatever. And in comes the Crawdon. Now I know I'm going to die, so I just go for a Bullet Punch, and he goes for a Waterfall, and yeah, it just knocks me out, which is fine by me. But I go into, I don't need it, my Genesect, because really, I don't need it. It's just there to just deal with things. And like that Smeargle that just dies straight to a Bug Buzz. Now in comes Alakazam. Alakazam's going to trace my download, gets a special attack raise. He misses the Focus Blast. I'm going to say that miss didn't matter, because even if he hit it, which I'm pretty sure I could have lived it, and then he could have killed me off with an Aqua Jet, but still, overall, I have 5 Pokemon left. Yeah. So that was just a quick match. Now the next one we have is against Minecraft Master. This one's a custom game, and he didn't exactly bring a legit team, which I was a bit and I brought kind of like a joke mono water team, kind of, except for Jolteon. So I'm going to lead off with my Sword Stance and Tentacruel, set up a sub first turn. He goes for Sky Attack on this missing node, the Slowpoke, and so I'm like, oh, good God. But apparently his only attacking move is Sky Attack for some reason, and I'm able to just 2-hit KO with Poison Jab, which is awesome. Now in comes the Hydreigon, and I'm like, I can't do anything to that, so I'm going to set up a sub. And it turns out he has Bolt Strike, which is like, of course you have Bolt Strike. Like, why wouldn't you? So I'm gonna switch out and go into Jolteon and thinking I have Volt Absorb, but nope. It has Mold Breaker, because everything on this team has Mold Breaker. Then turns out he has Blue Flare and just destroys me like that. I'm like, okay, so he goes for a Bolt Strike, gets the Parahax, and of course I get paralyzed. And I get paralyzed again as I go for the Ice Shard, which it's not looking pretty good for me right now. So I'm going to Manaphy. I am able to outspeed. I go for the Ice Beam, and that doesn't do anything. He goes for Bolt Strike, and he gets another Parahax, and just destroys my Manaphy. So right now I'm looking like I might get swept. So I'm like, alright, I'm going to go into Politoed, go for the Ice Punch. He goes into Celebi, and it goes for a Judgment, and I forgot which plate he's holding. But I do get a crit on the Ice Punch, and he misses the Bolt Strike, which is just a little bit of hacks. A little bit of hacks, that's pretty cool. He goes for the Bolt Strike again, and that just knocks out my Politoed. So now I'm down to an Alomomola and a Tentacruel, and it has 5 of his Pokemon. So it's not looking too good for me. So in comes the Vaporeon now. It goes for a Frenzy Plant, which is like, why? So it's all down to Tentacruel now. Can Tentacruel like make this a sweep? So I set up a sub, and then I set up a Sword Stance because I know I'm gonna need like my Sword Stances up. And he misses his Glaciate, which is pretty awesome. But I get a crit. Crit didn't even matter probably. But I see he used Frenzy Plant. I know he has to recharge, so I can set up another sub without him attacking me. And now right here, I believe I go for a Sword Stance. I believe. No, I just go straight for a Poison Jab. But he switches into Blaziken. I get the Poison Hacks. Poison Hacks didn't even matter whatsoever, because I can go for a Waterfall, Outspeed, because Tentacruel is actually pretty fast, which is pretty awesome. So now it comes to Dragonite, and the Dragonite's able to go for an Extreme Speed, but I go for Poison Jab, and it goes for another E-Speed. I'm thinking that thing's banded, but I go for another Waterfall, and right now it's looking like I could lose, but apparently he doesn't want to go for another E-Speed, and I'm able to knock it out with the Poison Jab, which is pretty awesome. Now it comes to Hydreigon. I go for Poison Jab, and that's able to also knock out the Hydreigon. Now it comes Vaporeon, and I'm just like, YOLO. I get another crit. I'm probably sure that crit didn't matter. And Tentacruel pulls in the win. So let's go on to the next battles. This is I lead off the Politoed. It's the same team. It's like a mono rain team. It's all circles around a Sword Stancing Tentacruel, so everything's like supporting Sword Stancing Tentacruel. But anyway, I do get the Freeze Hacks first turn, which is pretty awesome, which just lets me set up my Belly Drum, which is also pretty awesome. So now the Superior stays frozen, which is like amazing, and I'm able to knock it out with a with an Ice Punch. Now in comes the Electros, and I'm actually able to outspeed it and knock it out with a Waterfall. Now in comes Diego, the Arcanine, and the Arcanine just gonna go for an Extreme Speed, but it's not enough. It's not enough to kill me, and Politoed's able to knock it out with another Waterfall. So seriously, Belly Drum Politoed is pretty awesome. But unfortunately, it is not enough to knock out the Swampert, and it lives on the smidgens of HP. So now I'm going to go into Manaphy. Manaphy is going to set up a Tail Glow, just because Manaphy's Manaphy. He likes Tail Glows. And then I'm able to knock it out with an Energy Ball. Now comes his Goodra, and I go for an Ice Beam, and Specially Defensive Goodra, I don't think so. Manaphy just wrecks that thing, and then he just forfeits. He just forfeits. So let's go on to the next battles, because seriously, I have like so many battles I have saved up here. So I've been meaning to do this for like forever. So it's probably gonna be like 20 minutes or something like that. But anyways, in comes Landers, because this is my Choice Banded Landers set. Manchao is just gonna go for a normal gem fake out, which I thought was really odd. Like, I don't know. I could think of many different things to do. It doesn't even have Unburden. But I realized just now that that's a mono steel team, or a mono fighting team. But anyway, I knock out the first two Pokemon easily with Earthquake, because this is a Choice Banded Landers Therian. He goes for Stone Edge. That doesn't even dent my Landers. Infernape goes for Protect for some reason. I don't know exactly why he would go for Protect. Like, there was no reason to go for Protect there. But I actually was very surprised that none of his Pokemon were Sash, because normally on a mono fighting team, lots of Pokemon are Sash. But anyway, Machamp goes for Bullet Punch. It is not able to kill, and I get a little Landers sweep there. So, OU Landers, if you're watching this, Landers Therian just swept a guy, so I hope that makes you kind of proud that it was a Landers, even though it wasn't really a Landers I don't really know. But Choice Banded Landers, Therian, use it. But anyway, in comes this. This is actually a physical Thunderous Therian, which I thought was pretty cool because Thunderous Therian actually is not that bad of a Pokemon. And so I am now able to go off the U-turn, get a crit. Crit didn't matter. It was 4 times super effective, and he just forfeits. I forgot it was that battle. I just saved it because I thought it was funny. 2-turn victory. I don't know, but this is another battle. Let's go. Now we're getting the battles for my stream, I think. So I'm gonna lead off with my Mamoswine. This is actually a Choice Specs Mamoswine, and I'm just gonna set up rocks first. He's gonna set up rocks. I'm gonna just go for an Ice Beam. I actually kind of predicted to switch into Aegislash here, but I don't know, I didn't. So when it comes to Lucario, I'm gonna go into my Celebi, which is an offensive Celebi, a physically offensive Celebi. So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of fun. So he's going to switch out, go into Aegislash, as I just go for Sucker Punch, not really wanting to predict too much. Aegislash switches out, and he comes Gliscor, so I'm going to set up Sword Stance, figuring King Shield or his own Sword Stance would be pretty obvious. Now I'm going to go for Seed Bomb. I am Life Orbed, and it's going to Toxic me, which is fine by me. He goes for Protect, which is a bit annoying, but at the same time, he's trying to Toxic Stall me out, and that's what Gliscor does. So he's going to switch out, go into Aegislash. Aegislash is going to not appreciate that Seed Bomb for being resisted hit 37% to an Aegislash. It's pretty good damage. So now in comes my Landorus Therian, and there's a Choice Banded Landorus. So I'm just going to... Oh, actually, wait, no, this is a different set. This is actually a Calm Mind Landorus Therian set. So I'm going to go for Calm Mind. I'm going to go for another Calm Mind, get +2 special defense, +2 special attack, and go for the Hidden Power Ice. And unfortunately, it's not enough to kill the Dragonite because it is in multi-skill range. Now he's going to switch out, go into his Greninja, and Greninja's not going to appreciate that Hidden Power Ice. But unfortunately, it is a physical Greninja. It goes for Shadow Sneak, but it's not enough to kill me, so I'm able to kill it off with an Earth Power, which is pretty awesome. Now in comes this Lucario. Lucario is going to not just knock me out with a Bullet Punch. That's fine by me. Because I have Tentacruel. Tentacruel is my Sword Stancing Tentacruel, I believe. So in comes the Gliscor, and Gliscor is not going to appreciate a Waterfall. It takes 40%. Now, it goes for Protect here. I actually predicted an Earthquake, and I just went for a Sword Stance, because, like, why not? I just wanted to see if I could load it or not, or who's faster. So in comes the Aegislash. I predicted the King Shield, because King Shield, honestly, was fairly obvious. But he actually decides to go for 2 King Shields. Which it was a bit greedy in my opinion, and I'm able to just go for a crit knockoff. Crit didn't even matter because this is because knockoff got a power boost, and because Aegislash was holding it, I didn't get another power boost. So yeah, that was that battle. So let's go on to the next one. The next battle is again, this one was in my stream actually. So I'm going to lead off my Dragonite. He's going to lead off his Dragonite. His Dragonite's going to set up a Dragon Dance first turn. I'm not going to be that. I'm just going to go straight for the Dragon Claw because I know I can knock out his Dragonite. So in comes the Hitmontop. I'm just going to Roost because I just want to see what he does. And it turns out he has Stone Edge. And I go for a Dragon Claw, and he misses 2 Stone Edges in a row, which is pretty unfortunate. So I'm going to go for a Roost now. He hits, and that does absolutely nothing. So in comes the Talonflame, and I'm like, I'm screwed. Unfortunately, that Intimidate really hurt me here, because now the Talonflame's setting up, and unfortunately for me, I do get a critical hit there. That crit totally mattered. But unfortunately, he does miss his Hypnosis right there, and I'm able to get up to +1 in speed, and he misses his Hypnosis again. He misses Hypnosis 3 times. Seriously, though, this guy has so much bad hacks in this game. But anyway, now he's going to go out into his Scizor. I do carry Fire Punch on this thing, so I'm not fearing it at all. I'm in multi-skill range. So with the +1 in attack, I'm able to easily knock out the Scizor with a Fire Punch. So now I'm able to just knock out the Hitmontop with a Dragon Claw. It doesn't matter if I don't have any pluses in attack, but right now I'm not feeling an outrage to be enough. So I'm going to set up a Dragon Dance, but I knew a Will-O-Wisp was coming my way, which is why I carry the Lumberry, which is pretty awesome. Now he goes for a Rest here. Rest was honestly kind of risky in my opinion. I would have personally just went straight for another Will-O-Wisp and then Roost, because if I would have just went for another Dragon Dance, that could have been dead. That could have easily been very bad for him. But anyways, I'm going to go into my Go-Goat, because I don't know. A lot of people said Go-Goat's pretty good. I honestly don't like it that much, but that's just me. And I'm able to just knock it out with a Horn Leech, which is pretty awesome. So, on to the next battle of battles. What is this one? I honestly don't remember it. So he's gonna lead off with the Ampy Palm. I'm gonna lead off with my Landers Therian. He's gonna go straight for the Fake Out. I see it's Life Orb, so it's a fairly standard set. Now he probably has like Last Resort or something like that. So I'm gonna set up a Calm Mind because I'm not really sure what I want to expect from this thing. He goes into his Skarmory thinking I'm physical. Then he goes on to Blissey seeing I'm special. And Blissey's going to set up Stealth Rocks. I'm not really sure what Blissey wants to do to me, so I'm going to set up a Swords Dance since I do not carry Substitute on the set. This is the knockoff over thing. But I do get the flinch on the Waterfall, which is pretty fortunate for me. He's gonna now go off to Ambipom and fodder that thing off because I don't know. Apparently, Fake Out Life Orb wasn't good enough for him. But he's gonna go out into Kieran Black. Kieran Black's gonna not appreciate that Waterfall. And he knocks me out with an Earth Power. I see it's Life Orb. It's fine by me. I can go into Landorus Therian. That scares him out. He's going to go into Blissey as I go for Psychic. I don't know why I'm going for Psychic over, like, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go set up Calm Mind, and he goes for Seismic Toss. So I'm like, you know what? YOLO. Earth Power, and he just killed me off. It's fine by me. I can go now into my Thunderous Therian because Thunderous Therian is physical. He's going to switch out, go into Kyurem as I'm going to set up a Bulk Up. And now I believe I just go straight. Yeah, I go straight for a Thunder Punch. Unfortunately, I did not go for Wild Charge because I didn't want to take unnecessary damage. But unfortunately for me, he does like kill me off, which is very, very unfortunate. Now he's gonna go out into his Staraptor as I go out into Mamoswine. It was actually a very good switch for me, and I do get the free sacks too on the Ice Beam, which is pretty awesome. And so I'm able to 2 KO that with Ice Beam. Now he goes into Blissey, and Blissey is just gonna start eating up these Ice Beams like it was nothing. And I have literally nothing to hit this Blissey with except for Selby. But so I'm gonna go for Seed Bomb and knock out that Blissey. Oh, okay. I knock out the Blissey. That's pretty awesome. Now I go for a Sucker Punch because I know I'm gonna die because it doesn't really matter anyways. He goes for a U-turn, knocks me out. Goes back into Skarmory. I can now go into my Mamoswine because I know Mamoswine's won me the game basically because I can go for an Ice Beam, knock out that Skarmory, and now he's going to go out into his Staraptor, and Staraptor's going to knock out my Mamoswine, which is a bit unfortunate, but I have Kieran Black. And Kieran Black is going to eat up that Brave Bird. And he's just going to roost off the damage because, yeah, that's what Kieran Black does. This is Kieran Black anyways. It's just bulk. Just pure bulk. That's all it is. So that was a pretty cool match. On to the next one. I'm going to lead off with my Infernape. He leads off with the Bayonet. I go for my Fling first turn. This is a Fling and then Acrobatics set. It flings King's Rock, which means it always flinches, which is pretty awesome. So now I'm going to go for the Acrobatics right here as he sets up a Trick Room, which is like Trick Room team, awesome. Now I'm gonna go straight for the Fire Punch, knock out the Bayonet. The reason why I didn't go for Fire Punch right away was because I kind of thought the switch to like Slow King was pretty obvious or something like that. So I don't know. But anyway, he's just gonna kill me off with a Psychic. That's fine by me. Infernape wasn't really that useful to this team anymore. So I'm gonna go into my Ferrothorn, and I'm just gonna drop a Thunder on this Chandelure because this is a Choice Specs Chandelure. Choice Specs Ferrothorn. The Parrot Hacks actually helps him out because he is able to now outslow me, rather. But I do miss my Hydro Pump, which is a bit unfortunate. So now I go into Mamoswine because Mamoswine's like the only thing I can handle this thing. And I go for an Earthquake because this is Choice Banded. Yeah, Choice Banded Mamoswine, I think. So I can go for another Earthquake, and now he goes for Skull, just Surf knocks me out. It's fine by me. I can go now into Toxicroak because I'm pretty sure I can go for a Fike Out. And he flinches, which is pretty cool. And I thought it would kill, I really did, but it didn't. And I go for Soccer Punch because I know I'm going to be slower. But he actually sets up a Trick Room, which actually helps me out, which is pretty awesome. Now in comes the Conkeldurr. And I have to set up a Sword Stance because I know I'm not going to be able to knock this thing out with one hit. As he sets up a Bulk Up and Flame Orb, so it's Guts. I go for a Thunder Drain Punch, but it is not going to be able to kill, and it goes for the Ice Punch. So now, it's not looking too good for me. So I go into my Landorus Therian, and it goes for a Mach Punch. That's fine by me. I'm able to go for the Choice Banded Earthquake. And now in comes Porygon Z, and I'm like, if I can knock this thing out, which I do, I won the game because ran part of it. Because if it lived or something like that, or if it outsped me, it couldn't carry Ice Beam. So Choice Bandit for the win. What other battle do I have? I know I have a lot of battles saved up. So yeah, you get to see a lot of my battles that I've saved up. Some of these are from my stream, but alright, this was a battle I had, pretty fun battle. This guy, he challenged me to a random battle because I kicked his ass in RU. And he's like, come on, battle me in random so I can kick your ass. I was like, sure. So he leads off with a Kyurem being black. And I have a Beedrill. So first turn I'm going to go for the X-Scissor. That did nothing, so I'm going to set up a Toxic Spike since I know I can take another Ice Beam. Now I switch out to Heat more because I know he's going to go for Ice Beam. Then he goes for Outrage out of nowhere, and I go for Fire Blast. I miss my Fire Blast. So now I'm going to switch out and go to Corsola because I know Corsola is kind of bulky. But it's Kyurem Black. It's not going to take that Outrage well at all. So I unfortunately have to fodder off Corsola, which is just fine by me. So I'm going to go back into Heat more. And he actually switches out and he goes into Marill. And that Marill takes that Fire Blast really, really well. So I obviously go for Giga Drain. I thought for a moment I was Choice Specs, but no, I'm not. But now in comes the Darkrai, and I thought for a moment this is going to be it. He has Darkrai and Kyurem Black, but for some reason he goes for the Trick. And I hit my Focus Blast, which is like, yes! Now in comes the Kyurem Black. I'm like, if ever I had time to hit Focus Blast, now is it. I hit 2 Focus Blasts in a row, which totally makes up for the Fire Blast mess. Oh, so good. Now in comes the Machamp, and I'm like, alright, what can Machamp do to this? I can go for a Dynamic Punch. I'm Life Orb, but that Charizard now gets hits in Confusion, which is pretty awesome, and I'm able to knock it out with a Stone Edge. So I'm like, great, I have a shot at winning this now. I have a shot at winning this. But he goes into Rotom Wash, and I'm like, oh great, he's going to burn me. But he tricks me. He tricks me a Choice Scarf, which is like, why are you doing this? Why are you making all these, like, bad plays, I'm going to call them. So yeah, now in comes Kyurem Black. That thing's just gonna get wrecked by a Dynamic Punch, and then the last Pokemon's a Watchog. So yeah, get wrecked by a Machamp. That's all I have to say, which is pretty awesome. So now in comes the next battle, and I think I'm gonna have like two more battles after this.